Exactly when was it down?
From about like 6:45 till about like 8 o'clock.
That's odd. I was literally on there.
Okay, yeah, you could still search, but like Google Drive was not working, YouTube was not working, so a bunch of stuff. All right, so let's talk about the structure of the exam. Remember that the exam is going to be over 2 days. We've got Thursday, and then we got Friday. They are two independent pieces of the exam. Okay? No, you may not continue the Thursday part into Friday. No. The Thursday part is due Thursday, the Friday part is due Friday. Okay, they are due the day that they are given. Okay, the Thursday portion is the extended response. Okay. What I mean by extended response, I mean like a normal test that we would have. Right? Show all the work, put your answer on the answer blank. Okay. There are 15 questions on that portion. 4 points each, totaling 60 points for just that section. Okay. On Friday, and again, those 15 questions will be due at the end of the period on Thursday. Okay. You may get done early, and that's okay. We actually decided, well, I'll talk about that at the end of here. And then on Friday is the multiple choice. There are 20 questions. Nope, I lied. 30 questions. They're 2 points each for a total of 60 points. So total possible points is 120. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, that's so much. Guys, it's a category in and of itself. I could have made this 120 million points, and it doesn't matter, right? Because it's all relative to that 10% of the overall grade, right? I could have made this 12 points. It doesn't matter. All it is 10% of your overall grade. What the computer's going to do, it's going to find your score out of 120, turn it into a percentage, and that's what you get, okay? So whatever percentage you get, that's like, say it was 95%, you get a 95% as your 10% grade and overall for the year. We talked about that breakdown of 20%, 20%, 10%, 20%, 20%, 10% for the overall marking period and exam breakdown. Okay. What we've decided to do again, so the extended response portion is going to be due on Thursday. Like once Thursday is done, your extended response portion is done. Those 15 questions are due. Friday, the multiple choice portion is due at the end of the class period on Friday. We actually have made it so we believe you should have plenty of time to do both portions independently. No, I don't want you coming back and finishing later, because A, you'll have other exams to take, and B, I don't want you just going out the hallway looking at your practice exam and be like, oh yeah, that's not a dip problem. You're not allowed to do that. Okay, so I will give you a little bit of extra time, but not much at all. Maybe a couple minutes into the next period. We've actually taken questions off from the previous years. Because it used to be just 1 hour and a half class, and that's what you took your exam in. It was like a block period. So it was plenty of time, and it used to be more questions than this. Okay, but to condense so that you would definitely have time to take it within one period, each section within one period. We've reduced the amount of questions as well. Okay. So rather than it being, obviously it's 45 total questions, right? 15 questions in the extended response, 30 questions in the multiple choice. Instead of being 45 in years past, it's been I think it was 55 one year. Yeah. So we actually reduced the amount, maybe 52 or something like that. We've reduced the amount of total questions that you'll definitely have time to do both sections on their particular day. Dave, did you have a question? Saw your hand up for a while. Nice.
Oh, is it all on paper?
Yes, it's all on paper. Yeah. The multiple choice section, I am going to use a zip grade sheet. Have you guys used those before? So I am going to use, it's just a bubble sheet. And it's just easy to scan with my phone. So that's why we're doing that part on Friday, because that's a lot easier for me to grade. It's going to take me a lot longer to grade the exam response portion than it will be for the multiple choice portion. So hopefully by the end of the day on Friday, especially because you guys are earlier on in the day, you will see your exam grade go into Canvas, I'm guessing by fourth period that day. Yeah, on Friday. Okay. And again, it's a separate category within Canvas too. It's not first 9 weeks, it's not second 9 weeks, it's this whole separate category. And actually what you'll see, we've been told from the administration to make the due date for our exam be like the actual end of the second semester or first semester, like January 15th or so. So it will look like the due date for the exam, just so everything rolls over correctly, it will look like it's not due until the second week in January. But we all know that it's just Thursday and Friday. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do each day. I want to go through the key, question by question. By the end of these 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you will have every answer for every question on the entire exam. Okay? We will have talked through every question on the exam review. Okay? It is your responsibility to be checking your work. I am not going to sit there and hold your hand and say, oh, did you check number 2 there, Donnie? No, I'm not going to do that. Okay? That is your responsibility to be checking all of your answers, to be correcting things as you go. I talked about it before. Exams are extremely important. They're 10% of your overall grade. They are an extremely important test. Make sure that you give it its due. Okay? Make sure that you give it its full attention. Okay? They're really important, guys. They're really important. You cannot just say, I'll be fine. You'll fail. I have kids that have passed first, second 9 weeks and said, I'll be fine for the exam, didn't really study, didn't do their practice exam. Yeah, they got like a 30% on their exam. Don't let that be you. Okay? All right. So here we go. Here's the key for numbers 1 through 8. So go ahead, check your answers. You didn't do it. Liam, did you not do it? Wow. I'm just gonna walk around and see. Will, did you do any of this? Wow. Great start. Don't be sorry to me, be sorry for your grade. Really need
You had Go, you played Pokemon Go.
No, it's not Pokemon Go to do. Really weak. Got some Pikachu. Fine.
Wait. Number 8 wrong?
Should be.
Should it be 144?
Minus a -4. 14. Number what?
8.
Oh, 8. I thought you said 5. Sorry. No, it's right. Is the negative inside parentheses? If the negative is inside parentheses, then you're including it with the square, which would have turned positive. So you guys understand the difference between, it's a good thing that we talk about this. This is not the same thing as this. One has parentheses, one does not. The right side, excuse me, the left side with the parentheses is saying -12 times -12, which negative times a negative will turn positive. That would be 144. Positive 144. If the negative was inside parentheses. If there are no parentheses there, what are you really squaring? Just 12. The negative is sitting out front and you're just squaring 12, which would be 144, which would then turn negative. All right, does anybody still need through 5?
I just have a question for number 10.
Yeah.
Does it matter 7y is before t squared?
No, that's fine. It could be in any order there for number 10. I did get your chapter 6 tests graded. For those of you that get notifications when things get graded, I'm really sorry that you got a notification at like 12:30 last night. But I got those in the grade book at like 12:30. They went in. And that's pretty much it for your grades up until the semester exam review. Obviously, this I'm going to be taking for a good, I think it's like a 20, 30 point, maybe more than that, homework check. Okay. Scrolling down a little bit more. Does anybody still need through 11? Yes, sir.
For number 10,
Yeah.
You have to combine the like terms for 15t and the 1.
That's 15t to the third, and that's t squared. So they're not really like terms. I would be able to multiply them together, but I cannot add them together because they have different powers. Anybody still need anything through 11? Okay, let me scroll down past 11 then. There's 12 and 13 and 14. Excuse me. I will say this, that if it's not on the exam review, it's not on the exam. So we have 45 questions on the full exam, and there are 64 questions on the exam review. That means 19 of those questions that are on the exam review are not going to be asked on the exam. Okay? And I'm not going to pull from anything that's not on the exam review. So if it's not in the exam review, not going to be on the exam. So if there was a question somewhere along the way and you're like, man, I remember that really hard question on that one test. We had to explain that one thing. If it's not a question in the exam review, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, let me go to the next page. Anybody still need anything on this page? Joey, what's up? Yeah, let's go over number 14. Okay, so number 14 says, if 4x equals 20, then find the value of 21 minus 5x. Okay, so these are those problems where it's like an if-then statement, right? If I know the premise is true, then find what 21 minus 5x is. So basically what I do here is I solve this equation, divide by 4, so x is 5. And now, once I know what x is, I then want to find the value of 21 minus 5x. 21 minus 5 times 5. So 21 minus 25, so negative 4. So negative 4 is my true answer. Does that make sense? Let me jump back. Okay, anybody still need anything through 14? Okay. Come on, scroll down. There's 15, 16, 17, and 18. And again, I am recording this, so I'm just going to be posting the videos each day. Okay. Those of you watching along at home, if you are quarantined, you have to wait until after break for your exam.
Oh, really? They don't get to take it?
Yeah, and I guess I should announce that to you guys too. If you do, unfortunately, get quarantined, anytime between now and our exam, you take your exam when you come back. Yeah, and that's a math department policy that we decided upon. We just didn't feel comfortable. That's a big grade for you to be able to take it at home.
That's for every class.
No, that's for math class.
Just math.
Math class. Yeah.
Can we go over 18?
Sure. But again, for those of you watching at home, if you need to make up anything, you need to make up any tests, I can do tests at home, but I'm not going to allow to do exam from home. All right, let's talk through number 18 real quick. So 3x minus 5 equals y. And I'm going to solve that for x. This is the one you wanted, right? Okay, so remember that to solve for a variable, I'm just going to move things to the other side and go inverse order of operations. So I'm not going to divide by 3 just quite yet. I'm going to have to eventually, but I've got to add the 5 over first. So that means I've got a 3x, still solving for x, is equal to y plus 5. And now to get x completely alone, I divide by 3. And I have to divide by 3 to everything. So that means x is equal to y over 3 plus 5 over 3. And that's my answer. Does that make sense?
On the answer,
Did I have a different
you put
answer?
1/3 y.
Oh, yeah. That's another way to write it. If you had y over 3 plus 5 over 3, that would be fine too. But remember, since that's a 1, you could write it as 1/3 y. There's through 20. Okay. And then here is, anybody still need? Okay. Here is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And we can see 26 down there as well.
Is
Yep.
22 wrong if we put x instead of x?
No. Did you like, was that one where you had to change the words to math?
Yeah.
Okay, scrolling down a little bit more here. Does anybody still need 24, 25? Top.
If you divide by a negative, then simultaneously.
Divide or multiply. You see how 25, we got to flip the symbol? Yeah, because I multiplied by a negative over to the other side. And then here's 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30.
Can we go over number 29?
Yeah. Take a look at 29 real quick. I wanted to add a page. There we go. Here's number 29. Solve and graph the solutions of the compound inequality. 3 less than 5x minus 2 less than or equal to 13. Okay, so this is the one, you see the two inequality symbols? You're basically solving two inequalities at once. So, like, if I wanted to truly solve for x, I would have to add 2 here, right? So instead of just adding 2 to the left side or just adding 2 to the right side, I'm going to add 2 to both parts, left side and right side, balancing them both at the same time. And then instead of just dividing by 5 to the left side or just to the right side, I'm going to divide it by all parts. So 1 is less than x is less than or equal to 3. And then I believe it says to graph as well. Remember, these are the problems where I've got the two endpoints. Put a 0 here. Open circle on 1, closed circle on 3, and connected in between. Remember that the ones that are the compound with the facing in toward each other, Those are the and ones, the ones that connect in from 1 to 3.
Does or mean they go out? Right?
Ors go out, right? Ors go out. That's the other side of it. The other type of problem. Ands and ors. Ands go in, ors go out. And so this is technically an and problem. I'm saying 3 is less than 5x minus 2, and 5x minus 2 is less than or equal to 13, which solves to 1 is less than x, or x is greater than 1, and x is less than or equal to 3. That's the one where it has to meet both qualifications, right? That's like the wearing blue and glasses type thing that we talked about. And has to meet both qualifications, or just has to meet one. Okay, let me go back to that. Have we seen the answers to 31 and 32 yet?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. Oh, and that's all we had to go over today, right? That's all we had to go through today. Remember that the 33 to 58, now 33 to 58, it may seem like there's less problems to do. There's only 25 problems to do rather than the 32 that you had to do for today. But there's a lot more graphing, okay? I have the graph paper down here if you need to take a sheet. That's completely fine. You are not allowed to put question marks on exam review. Okay, is that clear? You are not allowed to put question marks. Question marks were for the time when you didn't really understand what was going on because it was the first time you learned it. This is exam review. We have learned everything that is covered in this packet. If you don't know how to do something, you figure it out, okay? If you don't know how to do something, that's why we print out guided notes every single day. If you don't know how to do something, you go back and look and figure it out. Now is not the time to just put a question mark and move on. Now is the time to look back and say, I don't know how to do this problem. I'm going to figure it out. Okay? Yeah.
When you're done with this page, can we go over 19?
Yeah, let's just do it. Go over 19 real quick. Got a question on that one? So that one says a video store charges a monthly membership fee of $4, but the charge to rent each movie is only $1.25 per movie. Another store has no membership fee, but it costs $2.50 to rent each movie. How many movies need to be rented each month for the total cost to be the same? So honestly, we haven't learned how to do systems of equations yet, but this is kind of like a system of equations, where the first problem says a video store charges monthly membership fee of $4 plus an additional $1.25 per movie. The second place does not have any of that initial charge. That $4 is not there, but they charge more per movie. $2.50 per movie. I want to know when the costs are going to be the same. Basically, yes.
I put them equal to.
Basically, what we're going to do is set them equal to one another, right? Yeah. Because honestly, that's substitution, right? When they're both set as y equals, I could just plug them into each other. 4 plus 1.25x is equal to 2.5x. So I subtract. That gives me 4 is equal to 1.25x, right? 2.5, showing that there. 2.5 minus 1.25 is another 1.25. So I divide by 1.25. And let's see what we get. One. Nope, that's I divide by, I did 4 by 1.25. That's smart. Come on now. 3.2. Okay. So did I say 3.2?
You said about 3.
About 3. Yeah, honestly, guys, we were probably just like changing up the numbers and this didn't come out nice. If this were on the actual exam, it's gonna come out nice, right? It's not gonna be, because can you rent 0.2 of a movie? No. So we're gonna say 3.2 movies. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah, Joey.
If you go back to 1 and 2, I can check those.
Yeah. There's that. All right. So all we're going to do the rest of the day today, it's 9 o'clock. You have until 9:17. I'm going to let you start working on the next part. Okay. And tomorrow, all we're gonna do is go over the 33 to 58, and then I'll let you start working on the 59 to 64. On Wednesday, listen to me, everybody, listen to me. On Wednesday, okay, on Wednesday, all we have to do on Wednesday is go over 59 to 64. Now, a lot of those are like the substitution, elimination, and stuff. I might have to go over some of those. It might take me a little bit longer to go over some of those as opposed to what we did today. So, but there's nothing to work on past that. So you either bring something else to work on, or just have some questions ready to ask me on that Wednesday. Okay? If you want me to go back through, say like, hey, I didn't hit number 20. Can you do that one again? Sure. Hey, can you go back through number 47? Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. One last major announcement. I forgot to write it on the screen up here. You get a note card for the exam. And you can write whatever you want on it. Front, back, I don't care. You write whatever you want on it.
I feel like a big note card.
3 by 5 note card.
I'm not even kidding. 3 feet by 5.
3 inch by 5 inch note card. Yeah, standard size note card. You can write whatever you want on it. You can write formulas, whatever. The only thing you can't do is write out examples on the note card. Yeah, you can't just like copy down your entire practice exam on the note card. You can't do that. So you can put formulas on there. You can put equations on there. You can give yourself directions on how to do a problem, but you cannot actually write out an example of a problem. Does that make sense? You can remind yourself like, oh, if you always do one certain type of mistake, don't forget to do this on those type of problems. You can do that for yourself. I don't care. That's completely fine. But what you can't do is just like write out number 5 that on a practice exam on the actual note card itself. Does that make sense? Okay. You will turn that in when you are done with your exam. Okay. Just so you know, you will turn that in when you're done with your exam. Yeah.
Show me what's going on.
Yeah. Any other questions? Exam review, anything like that? Okay, I'm going to stop the video and then I'll come back there.